What is going on, Lucky? I was just wondering if you could make a video on how to hold B on Cobblestone. Thank you.
Hey there boys and girls, Lucky here and welcome back to another episode of SOS in CSGO. So as always, if you also have a question for Counter-Strike Global Offensive, please upload a video and link it to me and you will be featured in an upcoming episode. So, today we're talking about holding Cobblestone B site as a CT. And before we actually get into holding the site, from my point of view, there's something that everyone has to understand. Like usual maps, they have like A, B and mid. That's usually how it goes. And you can go straight to A, straight to B, or to mid and then mid to A, mid to B and stuff like that. Now, Cobblestone is a little different. So if we fly up here, if you're going towards A, you got right here ramp or underpass. You also got long. And you can also come from connector, so dropper. If you're going B, you can come from here, which is again plateau. You can go out of drop room right here, or through connector right here into B side. So the problem really is that when you're defending a site on Cobblestone, you're always almost immediately pinched into being like blocked off. Like usually you have to worry about like the front. But here you gotta worry about like this side, and this side. You're just exposed to multiple angles at once very quickly. And I think this is the main problem many people have with Cobblestone. Okay, so usually what I do when I'm playing B, I mostly am the drop room guy. So there are a couple of things that you of course can do. Just in general, I'd say you should switch it up, just holding from here, this position. Also, if you're not getting mollied out, this can be very powerful because when you're jumping down, like from right here, you're usually checking right here and then there, and they're kind of, especially with the right-hand view model on this side, they're blocking you kind of, so having this spot and just firing away while they're dropping down can be very helpful. So this is a spot I really like to play, sometimes even this one, because the lamp is also partly blocking you, and just very minor things. Of course, the problem is also that you want to kind of hold one right here and drop, you want to hold one window out here. You can of course also just play it from right there, because you will see their feet first, so you can just fire away at them. However, if you're holding that position, if you miss the jump, if you cannot hear them, you won't be able to see them, so you really gotta like listen. I mean, it's very obvious, the drop from here to there is very loud, so you can hear if they're dropping down. So if you're just holding the position like this, like this, and you hear them dropping, they say they're in drop, and then you gotta decide if you want to push in or not. Usually I feel it's not very helpful to do so. I mean, I got way more strats for you guys to actually taking drop and going onto the sides, so holding it is really somewhat difficult, especially due to this flash as well. So this is not a specific flash, but it's super strong. You just throw it out here and it pops right there. So the guy this guy will be flashed, the guys around there, just pretty much everyone. And at the same time, the wall, whoops, right here is kind of blocking that. So the terrorists won't be really flashed. Another problem is with chicken coop right here. So, of course you all know it's completely bangable. So usually if I AWP, I'll play behind the stone part of chicken right here, because of course you cannot bang through that. At least not that I'm aware of. Well, with an AWP obviously, but you get what I mean. So I'm just usually holding this position, but then again, if they're flashing it far, you're kind of fucked again, so you have to fall back, and then you're only able to hold this position, and they can be down here already. So usually when you're playing B, so let's actually get into what you should do, not just why it's a problem. You want to go to here, I said about that, talked about that also in my smokes video, and smoke it off like this. This is first and foremost to stop rushes. Preferably you want to have one playing on site, like in chicken, or even better from statue, because you got two angles you can alternate from. Then you want to have one guy either playing def from right here, or in here holding drop, and then the last one being window, because he can quickly rotate to A, and also go to B very fast. So with the smoke that I just showed you, this complete part here will be smoked off. If you are here already and you can hear like footsteps like crazy and stuff like that, you can of course also just run against it, throw a molly, and then they have to go through the molly, which usually they do not do, and if they do, you can just wait right here and spray them down, and this can be kind of helpful as well. Also this spot right here, and also I think Trulux has somewhat of a one-way smoke somewhere here, I believe. I messed it up, but you can Just land right there. I will link his video in the description down below, but I'm not like too big of a fan of one-way smokes because like they work once maybe and then they know it already. So yeah. Holding Cobble on B. You can either be the guy behind statue, like this is usually better than chicken coop because, as I said before, chicken coop can be banked. So just alternating between this and this angle right here. Also, if you're playing up close right here, you're very often able to kind of dodge the flash that's flying over. So just holding this angle and firing, and then dropping down and coming from here. So the reason why you want to do that is because when you're here, they know, okay, right here is the headshot height for you, and then they assume you'll peek at this height again. But when you're dropping down, of course, you can kind of mix it up a little bit and throw off their headshot aim, so this is very handy to do. So in general, this is a very good spot to play from, just playing the angles game like this. And then of course, if it's called that it's B, you preferably want to have the window guy kind of push in or smoke it off, so that the guy from right here and drop can also fire to this position. And there are many people also playing from the stairs position. However, keep in mind, you won't be here first, so the terrorists and you, they will be here at about the same time. So when you're running across there, they most likely will get you. So without a smoke or molly from a teammate, this is like a no good idea. So then you can hold this angle. This is a decent angle, especially if you're playing lower down, so you can only see their heads, because they usually expect you to be a little up higher, so that you can already shoot them back here. But just having this angle right here is not bad. And then again turning around with this one, but of course as soon as you're doing that, you're kind of screwed. So B-side is really a lot about team play. You don't really have many individual positions that you can really benefit from. Of course, every once in a while playing this one here is also kind of helpful, and you can also, of course, not through this one, but with an op, bang through here in case someone is hiding behind there. So every time you got like one T hiding behind here, you can, if you're that guy, this guy, or maybe even chicken guy, you can just bang it in order to get the kill on him. So this is also kind of handy. Now, some people like to play right here from stone or rock as soon as the guys are already on site. Because, like, it's... I'm not too sure about this position, to be honest. I mean, you can kind of alternate between it, but as soon as you got one guy here and one guy pushing behind statue, you kind of pretty much fucked. So if you had the chance to play another position than rock, I'd recommend like playing this one, because it takes them quite a time to push around right here, and you most likely will also be able to hear them. So then again, you can also sneak around. And of course, if you got good teammates, they can also boost you up. And I want to see no comments about bad teammates, guys. So they can boost you up right here. This guy, usually I like to be the flash spotter. So if you're playing this position, or even this, and you got sight on this, you should call out when a flash is flying, and then just say flash is coming, then everyone should look away, and as soon as it's popping, you can then just concentrate again. And the tree is kind of a good position, because, I mean, it can be banked, but you got kind of this, especially if you're playing far back, again, the angles game, just alternating, then you can also fall down, and then play again from here and support the guy who's playing statue, or the guy who's playing chicken. So these are things that you can definitely do. You can also, if the thing has been smoked off, like this right here, so take this, and you're an opper, you can kind of go up here. I smoked it too good actually, but you can look over here, see if you're jumping down on that, and you can see if anyone is there. However, when they hear you scope, they might just bang through the smoke, because like every time there's smoke, usually people just fire through it, I mean. So this is another position you can play, and then of course just holding the close angles. Right here is kind of like, doing the far peek is kind of risky. You can also do like a reverse flash for that. However, it's most of the time hitting you too, so yeah. There's not much really to say about Cobble. You want to play the angles game, it's very kind of... I mean, you have a couple of smokes and mollies and flashes that you always want to do. You want to always cut off the rush from long right here. Preferably with a smoke, because as soon as they're on Titanic or Plateau, you can then just from whatever position you want to do, just kind of... it's a hard one from here, since you got not much to walk from. Just kind of peek out and throw them. I actually messed that one up. Just throw the molly and also like make them uncomfortable, throw nades there. And then again, also if you got a guy on dropper, since I also feel this is still B-side, you always want to smoke it off. And you always want to call out if anyone's coming from here, because if they do not know this, then you got guys in your back from here, You got guys in your back from there, and they also will be coming through door right here. So it's just very uncomfortable overall. So yeah, to sum it up really quickly, positions, good positions. This one right here, behind the statue, especially with falling down, and you can play the angles. This is a wide piece of cover, so this is very handy. And then again, you can also fall back further, kind of use the pots a little bit to play around with. However, this part, if you want to cross, you're kind of screwed. So on Cobble, mainly if you are in a position, you're kind of stuck to that. You gotta stick with it. Same problem with chicken, and even worse since it can be banked, so you gotta stay, as you can see. Only the op gets through here. You want to stay kind of behind the stone parts if you can, so that's also a tip that I can give you. And this guy right here, of course, if you got like the guy smoking off and the window guy is just holding from there, he can call if anyone's coming right here. So meanwhile, you can just hold right here and then re-smoke it. Just, yeah, re-smoking is a big thing, and then using your utility. And mostly, beware, if you're at a spot, you gotta flash yourself out or do something if you wanna, like, change to another spot, because the space in between the spots, like from here to there, from here to there, they're all very wide, so you can get picked easily. So play the angles, don't try to over-rotate, and just hold it. I know this is not, like, the best tips video for holding B on Cobblestone. I hope the couple of tips and tricks helped you here and there. It's just a very good spot to hit as a terrorist, let's say it like that. But yeah, if you do feel like this wasn't completely what you were looking for, you of course can ask me again and be more specific about like certain things, and I will try to find some more stuff that you can actually do. But so far, that's how I play Cobblestone at the moment, and usually most of the time it works out for me. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and luckySkillFaker out.